Hello, once again, thank you to be with you. Thank you for allowing me to come to your house to talk to you about success mantras, the mantras that can change your life, the teachings that can transform your life. I become what I am as a result of listening to many people and learning, reading many books. And I guarantee that if you listen, it's going to change your life. So today I want to talk to you about leadership. When I say the word leader or leadership, what does come in your mind? For some people, you will think of Subhash Chandra Bose or Mahatma Gandhi or Winston Churchill or Mother Teresa or maybe Abraham Lincoln. For some others, you will think of a corrupt politician, or you think of your boss who is like a dictator. The true leadership is an ability to lead other people, or true leadership is a leadership that works for the common cause. It's all about people, it's all about others. When you understand the true leadership, you will know one thing for sure: leadership is not about me, it's about us. When you will know one thing, that leadership is all about helping people to discover themselves. In the bargain of helping people, in the bargain of building people, you get yourself built in such a way far beyond that you can make yourself. There are two types of leadership. One is a leadership that you sit over people, you lord over people, where other people feel you're a burden. You're like something that overbearing, something that they carry. Another form of leadership is that where you carry people, they look at leader as someone who encourage them, someone who motivate them, someone whom they can call in the time of trouble, someone whom they can depend on. So I want to talk about such kind of leadership. So when you think of leadership, the first question that comes to you is, what is leadership? So leadership is leading people. Simple as that. Leadership is leading people. If you say you're a leader and if nobody follows you, you're not a leader, you're just taking a walk. And leadership is influencing people. You can never lead people without influencing. John C. Maxwell, one of the leadership guru, a widely respected man in the United States and all over the world, say leadership is nothing more, nothing less, it is just an influence. Some people say leaders are born, but I would say no, leaders are made. All of us are born as leaders. We are born with the leadership qualities. There are types of leadership. And there are leaders, they have that position they achieved. They work hard and they worked and struggled and they came to a position of leadership. Some people are leaders simply because they have a personality and they have a certain amount of charisma. Leaders are because they have a good moral example. Now when you study about moral example, there are various reasons why you have a good moral example. Some people have good morals because they are so frightened of doing wrong. I have come across people who don't do wrong at all. It's not because they don't like wrong things. They're scared of the consequences of wrong. And those kind of people never achieve anything, they never reach anywhere. When you want to set on with your life and when you want to venture, you are bound to make mistakes, you're bound to do wrong things, but don't be dominated by the fear of doing wrong. Be driven by the passion to achieve, passion to come back. Some people say, I never try anything new because I may fail. I'll tell you, if you never try anything new, you will be driven by other people and you will end up becoming a crazy guy at the end. Be challenging, be capable. Okay, some people are leader by moral example. Some people are the moral example that is developed over a period of time by looking in others, by reading, by praying, by reading holy books. Some people are more good moral examples because of their family background. Some people are leaders by the power they have. They have nothing to do with it. This power is handed over to them by somebody else. Say probably you run a family business, you become a businessman not because you have the business ability, just because your father set up a business. Now there is another kind, is the intellectual leaders. And now intellectual leaders, they are very intelligent, they are educated well, but there are too many pitfalls. When you're too intellectual, people don't like you. They may come to you to listen because of your intellectuals, but they never trust you because they think you're too smart and too intelligent and they're frightened that you may take advantage of them. Then there are leaders because they become leaders because they have an ability to accomplish things. Now if you're a leader because you have an ability to accomplish things, you are more of a taskmaster. You may not be a leader. You will be a leader as long as your ability runs. When your ability diminishes, your leadership diminishes. Then there is, when you go through all this kind of leadership types, all of them, one or other way good, but they are not complete. The complete leadership is a leadership that you work hard within yourself and you develop yourself. A complete leadership, is driven by a purpose, driven by a passion, driven by a need to change, driven by a vision that you want to change the world. Such kind of leadership never die. Such kind of leaderships are the leadership that inspire millions of people in the days to come. The common activities of the leaders are planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. These are their gifting. These are their call. These are their purpose. And they often do it in such an inspiring way. When they control you, you don't even feel you've been controlled. You feel you've been encouraged. When you talk about the planning, managers involved in planning, budgeting, set targets, establish detailed steps, allocate resources. But whereas leaders, they devise strategies, they set directions, they create visions. These are the purposes of leaders. So there's a great difference in the leaders and managers. In terms of organizing, managers create structures, they write job description, they are focused on staffing, they are focused on hierarchy, and they are focused on delegates and training. Whereas leaders get people on board for strategy, leaders communicate things effectively, leaders do networks, leaders lead people. Sometimes leaders are just cheerleaders. They just keep on saying to their associates and their colleagues and people who work with them, you are doing so well, you are excellent, you can do better things, you are fantastic. A leader inspires people, whereas a boss threatens people or intimidates people. Leaders lead where the managers or bosses controls. Leaders are very good in empowering people and cheering them up. Leaders are busy in not solving people's problems. Leaders get busy in helping people to solve their own problems. If you keep on solving people's problems, people will never learn how to handle life or how to handle their leadership. A good leader is most of the time like a good trainer. His job is to regularly inspire them. His job is regularly envisioning them, telling them you can do it better. A good leader never involved in controlling. He controls things, but he don't control people. A leader, he motivates people, he inspires people, he gives them a sense of accomplishment. A leader works with people Whereas a manager, make them do work for him. When you work under a leader, he makes you feel you're working for yourself. I believe the leadership qualities or leadership traits are something that you got to start developing in people as young as possible, probably from their childhood. There are some good parents, when their children start growing up at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, they pass on responsibility. They'll call and say, Mike, this is your job, you're going to keep the room clean. Smith, you're going to do that, or Rekha, you're going to wash up the clothes or wash up the utensils. They give direction to their children and allow the children to get on. Then I had seen some other parents, they're like almost nagging their children all the time. How you study, how you study, how you study, how you study. They're more of pestering their children, and the children, the moment the parent opens, they'll say, Mama, I know what you're going to say, have you studied? So that's not the way. You as a parent, you got to start working with the children to become leaders right from their young age. The children who get an opportunity to be involved in leadership and organizing from the young age, there's a good possibility for them to turn to become the world leaders. But the children who never got an opportunity to get involved in organizing things or leadership, they grew up only to become clerks or peons or attenders or someone who works under other people, always with the fear of underachievement, always the fear of performance. That way you won't make the world a better place. When you talk about intelligence that can be developed, intelligence is a must quality for a leader. You can never become a leader without becoming intelligent. Intelligence is something that can be developed over by exposure to risk and exposure to danger. When you deal with the children, the more you expose your children to risk and danger in a controlled, monitored way, is a way you develop the child to the leadership. You become intelligent by reading books. You become intelligent by following good leaders, taking challenges, taking tasks in your life. You become intelligent by doing things that you never done before. You become intelligent by meditation. You become intelligent by spending time on self-reflection. The second character trait of leadership is knowledge. You have to develop knowledge. If you want to lead any kind of organization or a movement or any system, it's important that you need to acquire knowledge about what you are going to lead. You cannot lead an institution without gathering knowledge about the institution as the goals and strategies. And leadership trait is an ability to getting things done. You must have an ability to get things done. You must have an ability to make people do work. An ability to get things done, again, is an art which you need to develop over a period of time. It's not that something that you're born with. You work with people again and again. Sometimes they are uncooperative, they don't listen to you, they don't want to do what you say, they want to do their own things. They think, who are you to tell me? They think that they know better than you. You come across so many challenging situations, but there is always a fine line in between. Without overpowering them, without controlling them, you can just get alone and motivate them to get the work done. To lead say 5 or 6 or 10 people, or to lead a small institution may be very easy. But to lead a growing institution without losing its vision and purpose is a task. It's not a task that you already achieved. It's a task that you got to constantly work on with it. If you lead out of your knowledge of the past, then you are an outdated leader. If you lead with the knowledge of the future, you are a future leader. But if you lead with the knowledge of the present, you become a present leader. You have a choice. I'll put it like this. All three are important. You need to have the experience and the knowledge of the past. You need to have an idea of the future and culminate, put both together and lead the present. If you think only of the future, you don't understand the present, your leadership is going to be like a mystery. If you know only of the past and try to lead, your leadership is a history. But if you can join both together and have a good understanding of the present and lead, then you become a popular leader who is present. So, your personality plays a vital role in your leadership. Your verbal skill plays a vital role. When you are a leader, when you talk to people, always talk positive. Even if you wanted to say something negative to somebody, say it in a positive way. Say like one of your staff done something that's really bad, instead of telling, oh, what you done is bad, instead of that you would say, how are you? How has it been done? Then he will start saying, ask questions that's thought-provoking. Then he'll start saying, then you can tell him that you can do better. Always help people to find their own answer. Always help people to work for themselves. Always help people to find themselves. Then your work will be much easier. Verbal ability is very, very vital. The way you talk is very important. If you want to be a good leader, always be a pleasant person. Talk positive. Honesty is one of the key factors of leadership. Nobody wanted to follow a dishonest leader. Initiativeness, taking initiative to do new things, is another vital character trait for a leader. People who learn to take initiative, they become the leader. You become a good leader only when you invent new things, when you bring new things for your followers. The day you stop growing is the day you stop leading. If you want to be a current leader, you should always learn to walk 1 step or 5 steps ahead of people. Don't walk too far away from people where they cannot understand you. Then you cannot become a leader. You can only become a mystery for them. If you want to be a good leader, you must be close enough to people to understand and read their feelings and their need. And you've got to be high enough for people to look up to you, to follow you. That's a magic that you can learn it. So in order to be a good leader, you have to develop verbal ability. You have to be honest. You have to be a person who takes initiatives. And you have to be an aggressive person. When you are a leader, you must remember one thing. You are seeing things that others are not able to see. Now your job is to bring that what you see into their life and help them to change, to think in line with you. Now again, when you talk about change is a process. You cannot make change overnight. It's always create instability, problems, and it can even break the momentum that you have. So change is gradual, change is process. Now when you are a leader, you take initiatives and you bring new things. You've got to be aggressive with that new things. You've got to have an attitude of never, 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 never give up. You've got to have an attitude when nobody believes in you. You believe in yourself. All the good leaders I come across, they were aggressive. When I talk about aggressiveness, It's not the aggressiveness of words. It's not the aggressiveness of action. Sometimes it is more of a hastiness. I mean aggressiveness with your vision. Aggressiveness with the purpose that you want to achieve. That having an attitude that never give up. Even when nobody believes, I believe that it's going to happen. You know, the people who make change in this world, they believe that they can make a change when nobody was there to believe in them. So you have to be aggressive if you want to be a good leader. The next character trait you need to develop to become a good leader, you've got to be self-confident. If you are not confident, how can you tell others to be confident? You know, there are times in my leadership life, I was really scared of the situation. My mind was taunting me. People said, how are you going to do it? But I put a very self-confident, brave up front and say, we are going to do it. 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 Self-confidence is very important. You've got to be confident in yourself. I come across people who put their confidence in other people. I'll tell you, you will be betrayed. I've seen people always struggling to please others instead of pleasing themselves. Can I say one thing? When you deal in life, you got to remember you are a very important person. You got to remember God respects you. So you need to learn to respect yourself. Be ambitious always. Don't be overexcited about what you have achieved in the past. Be excited about what you have ahead of you. I was listening to Zig Ziglar when he was 82. He was saying that somebody asked him, what is the most rememberable thing? What is the most important achievement you made in your life? He said, most important achievement, remembering. He said, that's what I'm waiting for. The best thing is yet to come. I'm just gearing up to do the greater work I'm going to do in the days to come. Don't be overexcited of what you are. Be excited of what you can become. You should have an originality as a leader. Don't duplicate other people. When you duplicate other people, you become only a duplicate. When you work on your own dreams, you become original. Remember one thing, God made you as an independent, unique, different personality from everybody else around the world. There is a genuineness in you. You need to rediscover that. You need to nurture that genuineness. We listen to other people. We follow other leaders to learn from their life, but not to imitate them. It's only to tell us, if he can do, I can do maybe better. It's only to learn how they have done things so that we can do our things the way we want it. So be original, be real, and be sociable. Be a friendly person, a person who are good in socializing, a person who is polite, always friendly. You can be the biggest leader in the world, but you're still a human being who have all the basic needs like anybody else. You need eating, you need sleeping, you need mating. You have all the needs like anybody else. Even if you become the supreme leader of the world, you still have a feeling to love and to be loved. So be a person who is friendly. Be a person who is socially connected with people. Another side of leadership is that you must develop a skill of adaptability. You must be able to adapt new things. The things that you are doing now, or the things that you've done in the past, your leadership, may be very good, but not necessary it can be practical in the days to come. So if you want to be a good leader, be good in adapting new things. So a leadership is something that you can be developed. A leadership, in order to become a good leader, you need to develop certain leadership trait. You need to develop certain leadership skills. I want to close it by repeating the leadership skills that you need to work on, and you will see it on the slide on the PowerPoint that these are the leadership skills that you need to develop. You need to develop verbal skills. You need to be honest. You need to be a person who takes initiatives. You should be aggressive. You should be self-confident, ambitious. You should maintain your originality, and you should be sociable, and you should be adaptable. Thank you for listening to me. I wish you all the best, that you will become a dynamic leader. You might have been a failure in the past, but I want to tell you, you can be a successful person in the future. Past is a history, future is a mystery. Today is a present. Work on today for the future. Let not your past work on something that pulls you down. Let your future be a mystery that pulls you up. Be a person of upward looking. I say like this, in order to go up, you need to get up. In order to gain, you must give up. In order to take things at the high level, you must be willing to lose what's under your arm. As long as you're not willing to lose this, you cannot lift your hand to gain the new. So get up to go up, give up to gain. Thank you for listening. All the best.